She thought she had won. Sitting in that courtroom, pen in hand, smirking as she signed the divorce papers, she believed she was finally free from the boring, broke man she had once called her husband. But in less than a minute, her laughter would turn to silence, and everyone in the room would see her face crumble when the judge revealed the truth. Her husband wasn't the loser she thought he was. He was far richer, far smarter, and far more prepared than she could ever imagine. It all started when I got tired of being invisible in my own marriage. My name is Emily, and I'll be honest, I didn't cheat for love. I cheated for attention. My husband Ryan was quiet, calm, and always busy with his work. He wasn't the kind of man who brought me flowers or posted pictures of us online. He was simple, too simple for someone like me. So when a new man, Kevin, started flirting with me at work, charming, loud, and fun, I fell for the attention. I told myself it was harmless at first. Soon, harmless turned into secrets, and secrets turned into betrayal. One evening, Ryan came home earlier than usual. I remember the way he looked at me. Not angry, not yelling, just disappointed. That silence cut deeper than any argument. He didn't ask questions. He didn't accuse me. He just said one thing: if you ever want to leave, just say so. Don't destroy what I built for you while you're at it. I pretended to be strong and told him I wanted a divorce. I thought it would break him, but instead, he nodded and quietly said, "Okay." That scared me, not because of what he said, but because of what he didn't say. Weeks went by, and he stayed calm. He even let me stay in the house while the divorce papers were being processed. Meanwhile, I bragged to my friends that I was moving on with someone successful, Kevin, the guy who promised me the world. He told me Ryan was just a small business guy and that I deserved better. And I believed him. The court date finally came. I wore my best dress, walked into the courtroom with confidence, and saw Ryan sitting there, plain suit, no expression. My lawyer leaned over and said, "Don't worry, this will be quick." I smiled, feeling superior. I thought this was my victory. When it was time to sign the divorce papers, I couldn't help but laugh. I even joked, "Guess I'll finally be free to live the life I deserve." The courtroom echoed with my fake confidence. Then the judge cleared his throat. "Before we finalize the divorce, there are financial disclosures to be reviewed." Ryan handed a folder to his lawyer. Calm, silent. The judge opened it, his eyes widening. "Mr. Parker," he said, "your assets exceed $18 million?" The room went dead silent. My pen froze midair. $18 million. The judge continued, "As the CEO of Parker Tech Holdings, your company has shown exponential growth in the last 3 years. According to this, Mrs. Parker was listed as a beneficiary until now." I turned to Ryan in shock. You own Parker Tech?" He looked at me for the first time that day and said calmly, "I didn't think you cared about what I do. You never asked." My stomach dropped. Parker Tech, the same company that had been all over the news, signing deals with investors, I had mocked him for working too much while he was quietly building an empire. The judge spoke again. "Since Mrs. Parker is found to have committed marital misconduct, she forfeits her right to any spousal support or financial claim." My lawyer's face went pale. "That means," he stammered. Ryan stood up, buttoned his coat, and said softly, "That means she gets nothing." I felt the blood drain from my face. The room spun. I wanted to speak, to apologize, to explain, but all I could do was stare at the man I had thrown away, the man who had built a fortune in silence. Ryan turned to leave, but before walking out, he stopped and said quietly enough for me to hear, "You laughed while signing those papers. I hope that laughter keeps you warm." Then he walked out of the courtroom, never looking back. Kevin, the man I had chosen over him, disappeared from my life a week later. When the money wasn't coming, he stopped answering my calls. My freedom became loneliness. My new life became debt. I later found out that Ryan had been planning to surprise me with a business partnership, a house by the lake. He had everything ready for us before I destroyed it all. He wasn't broke. He wasn't boring. He was a man who loved quietly, deeply, and smartly. Now I sit in a small apartment, scrolling through news articles about his company's success, seeing pictures of him smiling with new business partners, confident, happy, untouchable. And every time I see that smile, I remember the moment in the courtroom when my laughter died. If you liked the video, please subscribe and turn on notifications.